More than 200,000 people who rent their homes in North Carolina are behind on rent. That's according to some recent data from the U.S. Census Bureau Pulse Survey. No matter if you are a renter or a landlord, help is out there. One of the biggest resources is the HOPE program, and now they've extended their income limits so more people are eligible.
We know that if you don't have stability in your home, you don't have stability in anything, right? You can't take care of your health. You can't retain employment successfully if you don't have a stable place to live. So if we're not helping people stabilize in that most basic function, nothing else is going to work.
So let's talk more about this. The HOPE program is now accepting applications from people who bring home up to 80% of the median income in their county. Now you see we mentioned the word county. Every county has its own income calculation. So let's search for Alamance County as an example. The median income for the county seat is $68,000. When the eligibility was 50%, a family had to make less than $34,000 to qualify for the HOPE program. Now with the expansion to 80%, a family making $54,000 is eligible. Laura Hogshead is the Chief Operating Officer of the North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resilience.
We had over 1,000 people already in our queue, just in our application queue, that fell between 50 and 80% of area median income. So immediately that 1,000 to 1,300 people potentially become eligible.
Applicants must rent their place of residence and have lost income or been unemployed because of the pandemic and face financial hardship. There will also be priority placed on those with a lower income.
What United States Treasury asked us to do is to prioritize those at 50% of area median income or less. And so that's what we did for the first few weeks of the program. But we do know that the need extends to 80% of area median income. So we wanted to reflect that after that initial application period.
No matter what, Laura says you should still apply now.
A check in hand right now is better than whatever is going to come in the next few months, because having the check now, and we are sending out checks within a matter of 2 weeks of the application, having a check now is better than figuring out what's going to happen through eviction court.
Now, I want to be clear, there are certain counties in the Triad that are not eligible for this round of the HOPE program, and that includes Guilford and Forsyth. The reason, those counties have their own rent and utility assistance. The city of Greensboro has helped 1,000 households with rent or utilities, and the money comes from the Federal Emergency Rental Assistance Program. The city just got another $7 million to hand out. Qualified applicants can get up to 12 months of help on past due and currently due bills.
A lot of people are worried. If you're worried about keeping a roof over your head, that's a lot of stress. And we've got a lot of great partners that are also excited to be able to help.
So far, the Federal Emergency Rental Assistance money has helped more than 1,000 Greensboro households pay more than $4 million in unpaid rent and utilities. Assistance goes directly to landlords and utility companies and does not have to be repaid. But remember, this is for people who live in Greensboro only. If you live in Guilford County, there's a separate program for you, and to qualify, you have to have a household income at or below 80% of the area income. Sharon Barlow with the Department of Social Services says Guilford County was given millions of dollars from the U.S. Treasury Department for emergency rent assistance.
Guilford County received right around $7.2 million, and the county commissioners added some additional funds to bring our total to $8 million.
Officials say it could take up to 30 days for you to hear back after you apply. Winston-Salem and Forsyth counties share an emergency rent assistance program. The program is open to renters only who have a household income of 80% or less of the area median income and have been financially impacted by COVID. Households may get up to 12 months of help. It is not just renters, though, who are struggling because of the pandemic.
Landlords are hurting too, right? Whether the income limit of their tenant is 50%, 60%, or 80%, landlords have been waiting on checks.
Yeah, landlords, they're out thousands of dollars while they wait for their renters to catch up. North Carolina's HOPE program has helped some, but it's also been a headache. WFMY News 2's Kevin Kennedy got a closer look.
Tucked in the middle of a quiet Greensboro neighborhood is a home owned by Barbara Perret.
I talked to an attorney and he said it's a very, very bad time to be a landlord.
The rental property is one of many Barbara owns. The tenants behind on rent.
I have 3 properties that have been the headache from hell.
With a state moratorium in place, Barbara unable to evict.
I'm basically paying for people to have a place to live that I'm not even related to. So it's very, very frustrating.
After contacting us and us contacting the family living there, they agreed to move, leaving a mess on the street and in the home.
Ceiling fan in the bedroom.
One problem solved, another tenant also behind, applying for HOPE funding way back in October.
Now I'm in a position where, I'm struggling.
Set up to help families in crisis, the moratorium forcing some landlords to pull out.
I feel like I've been forced to sell a couple of properties just to keep afloat.
Across town, it's a similar situation for Ruth Kellogg, her tenants not paying.
I'm stuck. No money for going on to 6 months, 7 months.
Ruth has gone to court, the judge not willing to evict until the moratorium lifted.
It put us in a kind of hole, a bind, because I still have a mortgage on that house.
Her tenants owing her about $5,000. Barbara's still waiting on about $15,000 from 3 properties.
When I see the news and it said, oh, we're going to extend the moratorium for another 3 months or another 6 months, I cry.
As for her tenants' HOPE funding and why a delay of almost 6 months, it appears to simply be an administrative issue.
The nonprofits told us they made this award. They never actually paid on it. And so now that we're in the reconciliation phase, we are catching some that never got payment.
The system simply overwhelmed. 40,000 applicants in 3 weeks. Nonprofit partners not equipped to handle the caseload. Laura Hogshead in charge of the program.
It is incredibly frustrating, and I'm not in the shoes of someone who is waiting to be paid.
The eviction prevention program now automated. Barbara finally getting her money last month. This is the check. As for Ruth, it's a waiting game. She goes back to court in July. Kevin Kennedy, 2 Wants to Know.
And while people struggle to keep a roof over their heads and landlords try to keep their businesses afloat, experts fear a wave of evictions is on the horizon.
The problem, of course, is that while it's a good move from a public health standpoint, renters are falling further and further behind on their rent. This means that landlords aren't receiving the rent. It means that they can't, in many cases, pay their mortgage.
And remember, the state extended the evictions moratorium into July 30th. So many of these programs just help renters, but what about everyone else? Experts say if you need help, the first thing you need to do is contact your bank or your utility company and talk to them about setting up a payment plan. If you live in Guilford County, you can reach out to Greensboro Urban Ministry. If you're in Forsyth County, CityLink can refer you to local agencies that can help you out. We know we have covered a lot of different ways to get help. If you want to see them again or if you missed any of it, don't worry. We have it posted on our website right now. All you have to do is head to WFNYnews2.com.